Hi everyone, Matt Murphy here from the Zorbit's Math Adventure Education team with another tutorial to show you how you can use some of the tools in the Zorbit's platform to guide math learning even outside of the classroom. Last week we had a look at the assignments tool and how we can use that to guide the in-game experience to point students at very specific hand-picked math concepts. This week we're going to have a look at the data that's collected by those assignments and how we can use that data to inform our next steps. Let's dive right in and take a look. So I'm back here in my dashboard at dashboard.zorbitsmath.com. I've got an old assignment in here, but I'm going to use the data just as some demonstration and just as an example. I can see at a glance that a few students have finished it, a few have it in progress, and one has not started it yet. If I want to see who those kids are and how they're doing with it, I click on View Progress, and I can see a few students are doing quite well with it. A few students are struggling with this concept. And there's a few that are doing okay, could use a little bit of extra support. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to create 3 different assignments to target those 3 different groups. Let's start, first of all, by targeting those who need this extra support on this particular concept. Now, I gave this a bit of a cute name. We're going on a field trip to New Zealand. I have to forget now what the concept is, so we're going to have a look at the details. And it looks like we're dealing with anchors of 5 and counting by 5. So skip counting and dealing with anchors of 5. So when I create my new assignment, I'm going to create one just like this. And actually, we're going to call this counting by 5s. And this is a grade 1 concept in the counting planet of New Zealand. Add content. So we're going to do anchors of 5. And we're going to do counting by 5 again. But you know what? Because they're doing okay with it, I'm going to switch it up a tiny bit and do some counting backwards. So after they've done these first 2, we're going to have something new for them. We're going to do 2 activities of both of those and 1 more counting backwards just as a little bonus at the end. 30 minutes, I think that's plenty for this week. I hit next, and we're going to assign these to the students that are struggling a little bit with this concept but are doing okay. We can see how they're doing already based on their previous performance. We'll hit next, and this is for this week. Actually, you know what? That's the week is almost over at the time of the recording of this, so we're going to do it for next week. We can see that one is ready to go, counting by 5s. We're going to create another one for those students who need that foundational support, and this is going to be counting by 5s again. We're actually going to call this counting to 5. Or counting with 5. There we go. We're going to send them back because in the game they don't see the word kindergarten. My grade 1 students aren't going to think twice when they see a new planet assigned to them. We're going to go in here and we're going to say subtract from 5 and anchors of 5 and compose 5. I think that's plenty. And we'll give them anchors of 5 is the one where I really want them to focus on, and compose 5. This is 35 minutes. Maybe that's a bit too much. Let's focus on anchors of 5 for these guys. Next, assign to the students. Because it's a new concept, I believe it was, we have no existing performance data. So I believe it was Anna that was the one that was struggling with this. So we're going to assign that to her. That's for next week, and we're done. One more for those students that were doing quite well with this. We're going to move on to our next concept. We're going to say counting by 10s. Actually, you know what? We're going to do skip counting in general. Let's just do general skip counting. Grade 1, we're going to go to New Zealand, add some content. We're going to do counting by 2s, counting by 5s, and counting by 10s. We'll do counting backwards next time. Do 2 of each, 35 minutes. I think that's okay. These are the students that are doing quite well. I think they'll probably get through this in less than 35 minutes. And if they don't, that's fine too. So this was everyone else in the class who doesn't already have an assignment ready to go for them. And this is for next week as well, and done. So there we have it. We've used last week's performance data to assign differentiated instruction or differentiated missions for our kids, so that when we come back in here next week, we'll be able to see, did our remediation work? Did the students that were doing okay, how are they doing with their second assignment or their second kick at this can?
And those students that were doing quite well, we're going to give them a leg up on the next concept that we're going to be focusing on, and that's skip counting and counting backwards. So we've got a new assignment for them there. So it's as easy as that. It took me probably about 3 minutes to make 3 different assignments, and it's all based on data that's collected. So even from afar, I can be right there to focus my students' attention on concepts that I think that's going to help move them along their mathematic trajectory.
Now, creating subsequent in-game assignments based on the performance that's come in on previous ones is one way that we can use that data to intervene with student learning. Now, there's a couple of other tools that'll allow us to intervene in a more hands-on fashion, and that's going to be the subject of our next tutorial. So stay tuned for that. And in the meantime, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.